Your content will only ever be as genuine as you actually feel, right? If you're a trucking content creator right now, number one is don't get sucked into the side of trucking YouTube where guys talk shit about each other, make reaction content. Reaction content, in my opinion, is just absolutely dead. I don't care if you get 10,000, 15,000 views off of a video. You're not going to keep that up forever. And in reality, no content creator, most content creators will one day become irrelevant within 5, 10, 2 years. Completely irrelevant. People will still come back and watch you, but you're going to plateau at some point and then dip. That's just the way that it is. That's why my opinion is that you have everything to show for yourself, especially whatever niche it is that you're in, be successful in it. And truck drivers are some of the most competitive and also close-minded individuals that I've ever seen because of this. Life can you can get very comfortable. I try to never become stuck on one thing, right? When it comes to how I make money, I never try to be stuck on one thing, which is why I've got more money in my pocket. I almost didn't go union because my hourly rate was going to be lower, right? Then going to I was going to go to KAG. I was going to start off like at $38 an hour, but I decided, to be a union employee where I'm at currently because of that pension. And then I ended up making more money than I ever thought I would, because of our contractual agreement, right? It allows us to make more money, right? And you guys might say union employees are lazy. You hear union employees say that you guys are getting taken advantage of. Guess what? You're both right. I'm not saying overall union employees are lazy. Sure, we've got guys that are lazy, just like you guys have guys that are lazy. These people commenting, they just, more oftentimes than not, they pissed away a chance at a union career. For whatever reason, they got fired. You can't really say they become medically, unless they become medically retired. Well, they're going to leave with a pension though, right? If you become medically retired and you can collect Social Security from it, you're going to get your pension right away. Now, if you become medically retired before you become vested is a slightly different story, but you do make out with something, okay? Now, for employees who got fired, I noticed that they're the saltiest, or ones who left before they understood the advantages that they had as union employees and realized after, once they quit, because they were talking to their friends at these union companies, they're like, shit, I didn't know that. You know how many guys I've spoken to that I work with who tell me stories like that? And then it's hard for them to come back because, let's be real, let's be frank, it's hard to obtain union employment anymore. It's something that is sought after. Used to be very sought after. Now, corporate companies have been able to spin their propaganda in a way that has convinced the everyday American laborer that going union is not the best option. I'm here to tell you, and every other union employee is here to tell you, sure, we have our ups and downs anywhere and everywhere that go, but at least I have no out-of-pocket health care cost to me, and I have no out-of-pocket cost to my pension. I just make sure that I am a good, profitable employee, because as long as we stay profitable, that keeps feeding our pension and it keeps feeding our health benefits, period. Now, I don't mind paying a little extra to make sure that hardworking Americans stay on top. So these people out here that say, oh, you're the reason why things go up. No, brothers, our government system is the reason why things keep going up. It is not the American people's fault. Now, it's the American people's fault when it comes to the voting booths, when you decide to stay stagnant and not do anything about it, or when you decide that you're just not going to participate and you're not going to get involved with anything. Well, we've seen more people waking up. Why? Because they're taking more and more of our freedoms away. Trucking content, vlogging, don't get into the reaction bullshit. All it is a waste of time, okay? A complete, total waste of time, and you're going to look like a loser. I mean, true or false, look at these people who make these videos out here constantly reacting to each other. They look like children. They talk like children, especially when you're out there making 100 videos about one person. you look stupid. And people that are watching you are only hearing about the individual that they're watching. That's why they're watching you. They're not interested in you. They don't like you. You're not developing any type of a relationship with them, where on the other hand here, not as many people are watching over here anymore, because I tell you guys direct. But it is what it is, right? It is what it is. I used to get a lot more views because I used to tell you guys where I worked. I don't tell you guys where I work anymore, and I never will, right? Me, I'm always going to be moving. I'm never going to stay stagnant in one place, right? I may not even retire from this company. I may go somewhere else, right? As long as there's a pension involved and no cost or little cost healthcare, I'm going to be there, right? I'm not afraid to get more licenses and certifications, which of course I do have. And I'm not afraid to utilize those. And you guys shouldn't be either. Don't stay stuck to just a CDL. Go out there, broaden your range of expertise, right? Of when it comes to these licenses and certifications. Get as many as you can. It just makes you more appealing to the employer, whatever employer it is, right, that you're applying. So some stuff for you to think about, right? A lot of stuff to think about. And if you want to pull the trigger on some sort of a trade, whatever it may be, do it. Just act on it, okay? Just go and get it done. Now, your diet, you guys, is everything, okay? If you're going to be a vlogger in any niche, you need to feel good so that you can make your audience become more engaged. That's the first thing you got to do, right? Is actually be engaging. And the only way to do that is to feel good. The saying goes, you are what you eat. That is 150% God's honest truth. If you feel like shit, right? Fatigued, low energy, brain fog, your diet probably sucks. Okay, so switch that up. No processed foods is the best way to go. If you must have bread, make sure that you are eating sourdough. Sourdough is the best stuff, the best kind of bread that you can eat. And of course, no bread at all. If you're Latino, like me, I'm half Latino. Tortillas, you got to cut that out, right? No more tortillas. Cut out the salsa, the chili, right? You got to cut back on that. It doesn't mean you can never have these things again. It just means don't do that, right? Cut back severely. For 30 days, no bread. For 30 days, no tortilla. For 30 days, no ketchup, no mayonnaise, no mustard. There are things you can buy at Whole Foods and Sprouts, right? Like I shop at Sprouts for all of my condiments. And I shop at Sprouts for, like, I'll get oatmeal cookies there now. You know, now I can kind of have some sweets, but I still don't need a whole lot when it comes to sweets. But like I mentioned, that health video that I made a week ago or two, is I lost 8 pounds, either 6 or 8 pounds within like 6 days. And it was all mostly water weight. But when I took my shirt off one day and my wife looked at me and she was like, holy shit. She's like, you almost look like when you were 25 again. And I'm like, really? And I went in the mirror to go look and I'm like, damn, dude, my stomach is flat, bro. So I was really happy about that. So it's motivated me to, to continue. And I know that things are only going to get better as far as health, clarity, especially as a driver. When I'm finishing up my day, I am so far less fatigued. Anyway, I talked about all that in that video. You guys can check that out. Link in the upper right hand corner of your screen if you want to watch that.